Do this one thing before you fire that subcontractor. Let's get started. Hi everybody, my name is Alex Barthet with thelienzone.com. Today I'm going to tell you about one thing you absolutely need to do before you decide to fire or terminate that subcontractor, or if you're a subcontractor, your subcontractor on that project. Now, I know you may be frustrated. The job is not going well. You blame your subcontractor for it, but you need to do this one thing to make sure you protect yourself. And what is that? Look at your contract and determine what is the process that you need to follow to terminate that subcontract. Let me tell you about a story of a drywall and stucco subcontractor that we helped just recently, who was having a problem with his subcontractor on the job, actually on 4 jobs. So he wasn't happy with the performance, and he was trying to carry this subcontractor along during the course of the job, only to find out that the subcontractor was not using the money to pay for the labor on this job, but was using it to pay labor on other jobs. Additionally, the job was suffering because it was late, and he needed to supplement the forces and provide additional material to the job site. It was a bad scene all around. So the client subcontractor came to us and said, Alex, I've tried to carry him along. I've paid him some extra money. I even gave him a loan and documented it with a note. I am done. I need to finish these jobs. I need to get another subcontractor on the job. What do I do? So the first thing that we did is we looked in his subcontracts. Now, interestingly, as I said, he's got 4 subcontracts with this subcontractor. Each of them, surprisingly, had a different termination provision. And the reason it's important to identify this termination provision is because it will define whether or not you need to give notice, or notice an opportunity to cure, or nothing at all. Each of them was a little different. One contract said that this subcontractor was entitled to 72 hours notice and opportunity to cure, after which that notice and opportunity to cure expired. A subsequent notice needed to be given, giving him 48 hours to remove himself from the job. Now, compare that to another subcontract with the same subcontractor on another job, and it said that he had to give him 7 days notice of default and termination. So no opportunity to cure, but just give him 7 days in order to pack up his stuff and leave. So we drafted 4 separate letters, each slightly different based on the terms of the subcontract, and we sent those out. We sent them out both via email to the address provided from our client to this subcontractor, but at the same time, the contracts required notice be sent via certified mail. So we did that as well to make sure that no one could come back and say we didn't give proper and timely notice in the form or fashion that the contract defined. These technicalities make a big difference in the process when it comes time to terminate anyone that you have a contract with. Don't just get upset. Don't be emotional and say, you're fired, take your stuff off the job site. Look at your contract, figure out what process your subcontract or subcontract defines for termination. Before we go, let me give you one last pro tip here. Documentation is critical. Under no circumstances should you consider terminating a subcontractor without properly documenting the issues on the job during the course of these problems. Are they late? Are they not showing up with men or material? How many emails have you sent in that regard, giving them notice? How many pictures do you have of their defective work, of their men showing up late, of their men not being on certain floors or in certain areas? All of this documentation is going to be absolutely critical after you terminate to prove to a judge, a jury, or an arbitrator that you did the right thing, that you had no choice but to terminate. So don't forget to document. Make sure to check out our other videos on YouTube, and absolutely subscribe to our YouTube channel. We put out lots of content every week. Until next time, Alex Barthet with thelienzone.com.